We participate in the Safe Routes School program by having monthly walking and biking to school Wednesdays. We have the first Wednesday of every month as a walking or biking day, and we try to get as many students walking, biking to school as possible. We have some incentives. Kids get warm-up waivers out of my physical education class. Try to get the numbers on them. Another way that we participate is we participate in the Walk to School Week in October and the Biking to School Week in May. We do a lot of different activities, bicycling activities. We try to do a bicycle rodeo every other year with elementary kids. I run a bicycle young mechanic shop off the corner of my gym and an equipment room where we teach kids how to fix bikes. They're part of the bicycle rodeo. They do the tune-ups on the kids' bikes. And then we have various activities in Phi Ed. We have cyclocross, we have basic road riding. We have single track mountain biking out at our environmental retreat for the 6th graders in September. In May, the 8th graders have a field trip. It's a 30-mile bicycle trip, and we just try to incorporate biking and hiking on our trail as much as possible. I think we're getting in a situation where we do a lot of needless driving. When I see the parade of cars of parents that are dropping their kids off at our front door, they walk 20 feet. That's to the door, and that's all the outdoor activity they get, unless I get them out for Phi Ed. So I think walking and biking to school are going to be really important for economic reasons. I know there's an obesity problem across this country. I think it's going to help with that. A lot of schools are dropping physical education. I think it's really important to give the kids a vehicle, no pun intended, but of getting more activity coming to school. Well, we started a bike shop. Our bike shop started about 6 years ago. We've always done a lot of bicycling activities. We've had field trips, and I used to take groups of kids on overnight campouts where we'd bring our things along. And I was always amazed at how poor some of the bikes were that the kids were riding. I call them rolling wrecks. And so I've always had an interest in bicycles, and of course then you learn how to take care of your bicycle. So I brought my tools to school one spring, and I decided I was going to ask for student volunteers to help maintain some of the bikes, fix some of the bikes that were going to be going out on these trips. The kids started asking to be able to do it more often, so I got tired of transporting my tools back and forth from home. So we started looking into getting some funds. We bought a few tools here, and the principal, Paul Williams, allowed me to use one of the classrooms that at the time wasn't being used. We set up a bicycle maintenance club, and the kids started coming into it, and we got the police department told us that they were in need of space, and they had a bunch of confiscated bicycles or abandoned bicycles. Asked us if we were interested. I think we bought 45 bicycles for $3 each that first year, and we were able to put together about 13 working bicycles out of that. Started selling them back to the student population, and it kind of grew on its own. We were selling bicycles to earn money, taking the money, buying more tools. More kids got involved in it, and it's become a really successful after-school program. Now we meet twice a week after school from 3 o'clock till 5 o'clock, and we get a whole array of kids in there. We're starting to get a lot more girls in there, and it's really become a nice program. I'm very gratified. I'm very proud to be a recipient, have our program be a recipient of the award, because James Oberstar was probably, he's the one that's really started it all. Anybody that knows anything about bicycling in this country and the movement knows how important he has been in Congress and in getting funding for bicycle programs. And so I think he's looked upon as just the father of the movement. And for our program to receive, that award it's the highest award I think you can get. What it means to me is that we're doing some things here. We've got a lot of people that have helped out. The staff here at Omro Middle School has just been outstanding as far as volunteering their time for our biking activities, our walking activities. Many times I'll get calls from other municipalities or other schools on how we do our program, and they ask us about the chaperones, and I tell them what I do, which is 2 days before our Walking Wednesday, I put out an email, and I get a lot of replies back from the teachers. I'll be there at 6:45 in the morning. You can count on me, or I'll be at my post, or and the teachers. We just have a staff that is willing to help. They know what a benefit it is to the school. They enjoy themselves getting out, walking, and bicycling, and so it really is to me, it's an award that shows how many people are involved in our program. Every community is going to have its unique problems. Ours involve the highways and the river, and the number of kids that are bused. Originally, it was about 2% of our kids biked or walked to school, and I think on certain days that we've gotten that up to 15, 18, 20%. There's a lot of work to be done. We've got a lot of organizing. We're hoping to get more parents on board. That's the next step. And but every community has its own unique situations, and what it takes is people getting together and brainstorming and coming up with solutions, knowing that there are solutions to every problem. Some of the impetus for us getting involved in a program was that Paul Williams, our principal, and I would spend a lot of time talking about how we can get more physical activity in the kids' lives. We experiment with other programs, with intramurals, before school. That didn't really work. And when I first became aware of the Safe Route to School program, I thought this is exactly what we need, and try to get the kids to get some physical activity in the morning, after school, and also they would be learning, I think they learn a real cultural lesson in that you don't have to be transported by a car all over the place. It gives them a certain independence. I think a lot of the teachers will tell you on the days that they can tell the kids that walk or bike to school because they're more alert, more animated, ready to go in the morning. And I think the kids like the independence of not relying on being dropped off at school. So I think every school ought to do it. It was very easy for us. We simply contacted East Central Wisconsin Planning Commission. They just walked us through the whole process. It was just a very gratifying process. We did surveys and we applied for grants, and it's been really pleasant to see how the whole program has mushroomed. So again, I strongly urge any school, get someone that has an interest in it, to just make the call, and before you know it, you're going to find yourself immersed in a program that's going to help your students, it's going to help the school, and it's going to help our culture overall.